What's up? How about a TWOSUN? Come on, man. Let's get it out of this box. We'll check it in, check it out. See what's going on. Ooh, it's a little one. It's a wee. Ooh, it's a wee little one. Man, that's satisfying and kind of scary all at the same time. That is definitely something that you don't hand to a novice and say, yeah, here's how you get in there. And because, man, I'm worried I'm going to cut myself every time I do it. I feel like it's challenging. It's kind of spooky. And the silly blade is just ridiculously sharp on that little dude. And, I get a lot of questions about it. And so what I can tell you is it's a TWOSUN slip joint in M390. And if you look at my notes below, there's a PDF down there that shows every TWOSUN I own, just about. Like, there's a bunch of them that won't be on that list. I doubt this one's on there. And so it's not every knife, but most of my collection. I think there's 200 of them on there, but there's a lot of doubles. There's a couple that I own 3 or 4 of them. Just because they're such nice knives that I give them away. They're great gift knives. Yeah, this thing's stunning though. But if you want to know the number of that, go to that PDF, man. Put your work in. How about that? Check it out. Now, if you really press me, make a comment and a note, I'll probably tell you what it is. But you could just go to the PDF and look at all the cool knives. Look at all the different models. Guaranteed you're going to go there. Even if you've been following TWOSUN for a while, you're going to go there and see knives you haven't seen before. Because I see that happen regularly. Man, I own 200 of them. And, at least once a week, I see one posted from the secondary market. And I go, what's that? I've never seen it. Never even had any idea of that knife. Yeah, it happens to me all the time. Anyways, this little dude is the TS345. It's in G10 and D2 steel. This is a black version. I think I have a green version too coming. Yeah, it's a 345. And why start? It's a TWOSUN knife, TWOSUN. So why start? It's a night morning design. Is that in collaboration with Why Start? Did they manufacture it? I'm not sure. It's kind of weird. But it's TS345 D2. And it looks like this is number 53. So that's kind of a low number. I dig it. It's not a drop shut. You definitely got to coax that home. Comes out nice. Wow. Yeah, so I can tell you right now, with this right here, if you run a box cutter and you're opening stuff, man, this could replace a box cutter all day long. This thing's nice. Let me see if I can get that thumb to run. Yeah, for sure I can. Wonder about a Spidey Splick. That's kind of a pokey edge right there. It's poking me. All right, let's try the Spidey Flick. Ooh. Well, I'm not locking myself out because it's a liner lock. It's just not having it. So the thumb works really well, comes out with a lot of authority. The back flipper, and the thumb's pretty solid too. I like it. That's not kind of a thumb hold. That definitely is sharp right there. So the chances of slipping off that, not activating, are pretty slim. That thing's going to run. Do I feel blade play? I do not. That thing is solid as a rock, man. Hey, let's get in it. I do like that blade shape, though. How about that? What a nice, in such a small package, what a nice blade, man. Pocket clip, I can tell you right now, that thing's going to run. Steel liners. Yeah, pretty cool. Let's get in it. A lot of oil weeping out of it here. We're gonna clean that up and maybe improve the action. We'll see. I mean, I don't really have any reason to believe that we will, but it's possible. So I probably don't need to take this screw out right here for this pocket clip, but since I'm going to take the back one out, I might as well take that one out and do a complete disassembly. Because, oh, I was going to say that back one's the only other thing holding the scale, but there is actually a hidden screw under there. Look at that. And that's holding the scale. Wow. Okay. Not really sure why that screw wasn't utilized, but okay. Cool. Yeah, and it's a oily mess, man. Wow. Yep. This one definitely needed to be wiped down. Faux show. So these scales are, there we go. Little front pressure got me to clear that. Wow, is this thing oily? Like everything's oily, oily, oily. Gonna have to clean her up. It's got a stone wash on this back part of the blade. That's pretty cool. Nice little stone wash coating. All this released pretty good. What about this pivot collar? I mean, for a simple little knife, there's a lot of little parts and pieces to this dude, for sure. Let me get that collar off there, because guaranteed there's, yep, a bunch of oil under there. And a bunch of oil under there. This is one that almost, it appears like it's been dipped. I mean, maybe they felt because it's D2 or something, they got to dip it before it crosses the deep blue. I don't know. But it definitely gets a good dose. Nice solid coating. Which, hey, I'm not complaining, man. Better that than having a corroded knife, for sure, right? And, yeah. It helps justify me taking these bad dudes apart, too. It's like, well, why do you take all them knives apart? And I've had some people say that. It's like, oh, you're just taking knives apart. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Pretty much, man. I don't think there's any real revelations. Every now and then, I can get on a rant. And maybe I'm saying something that matters, but who's listening, man? You know what I mean? Ain't nobody listening, so... You know, I guess what's that? Man, there's an old saying. Yeah, it's not. I don't know, man. I've read so many books, but there's a saying that a fool that complains to himself is. I don't know. There's something like that. Yep. But I mean, hey, I sit here and do all these videos and talk into this microphone and, you know, talking to myself. But, hey man, it has enhanced my knife collecting so much. I can't even explain it. Like, if 2 people followed me, if nobody followed me, but YouTube allowed me to keep posting these videos, I mean, if you came back in a year, I mean, I don't know how many I post, but there'd be another 300 and, you know, there'd be another 400 videos if you came back in 12 months, if not one person watched one of my videos, because I have plenty of knives to review, and it's given me some cadence and some discipline to go, you know, because, hey, listen, if you get in 3 knives, like, it's almost a killjoy, right? Like, you know, collectors probably can relate. It's like a killjoy, because if you're not doing videos like this, if you're anything like me, I don't really spend any time with one of them. I just really quickly get them all three open, and I kind of fumble with all three of them. Well, I have this check-in process, so I get to come back to it at some point and go, I set it aside, and then I go, hey, I'm gonna, I'm gonna take that knife apart and clean it up, and so I really kind of get to put my hands on it, a little different perspective. Um, Let me think here. Yeah, that ain't right. This one has to go, yeah, there. Yeah, okay. But because of that lock, I'm going to do this one first. And we'll line it all up with that one. Just means I got to put this pivot pin in with that D facing backwards. Kind of line that up. Oh, collar. Pay attention, man. There we go. That should work. All right, let's figure out all these pins. There's a bunch of them. So this one goes all the way through, like so. And then there's two back here. There's this one that holds that in place. And then there's this one for a lanyard. Actually, is it? No, it's this one. Yeah, give it a little lanyard hold. All right, let's do this one first. Clear my hands. I think the military taught me that one, and it's so frustrating. My own children, I ask them to do something. Hey, like undo that hitch or whatever, and they'll have something in their hands, and and of course now a lot of times it's a phone, and it's like, man, they will struggle for 30 minutes rather than put down whatever's in their hands. And I'm pretty sure that my military experience ingrained that into me. Like if you're going to take up a weapon or something, like whatever else is occupying your hands or your mind, or let it go. You know what I mean? Like, let's focus on the task at hand, man. And that is, I could say that's a pet peeve of mine. It's like, hey, mate, did you think maybe you could like let go of all the rest of that stuff and focus, or am I impressioning that onto my kids? I don't know. They probably just think, God, my dad's a jerk. But yeah, that's one of those, man. That can get me going. Let's talk about how intelligent that is. You're just struggling with one hand versus just put that down and use both your hands and get it done in like 10 seconds. And phones are the worst, man. We've become so attached to our phones. I mean, it's epic proportions, right? What did I see? I saw it somewhere recently. Somebody was saying that somebody came out and said, hey, all this stuff about putting the chip in our brain or whatever, and because that's the end goal, is so we don't have to have phones. They just put the chip in our head, somehow tie it to our brain, and then and listen, I'm not a conspiracy guy. I mean, I've read the papers on it. There's scientists that have said that they've been able to tie microchips to the brains of animals, and not just in a rudimentary way where they can make the animal twitch or whatever through an electrical impulse, but like have made a legit connection. And they came out, and this was a while back, they came out and said, so because of that, it's not will we be able to connect microchips to the human brain, it's just when. Like, I mean, they were emphatic about it. Like, it was a big deal, and then it just kind of went away. But anyways, this thing that I saw recently was talking about that you don't got to do that because it's already connected to us. Like, I mean, everywhere you go, everything you do, you see people with phones in their hands. We're so connected to them, like most people can't put them down. And I can tell you, riding a bike, you get a different perspective on the world. You see things different. And man, I pull up to an intersection, and I'm telling you, every direction I look, I'm watching somebody sit there with a phone in their hand. They're not paying attention to the road. They're not paying attention to me. They're looking at their phone. It is the thing of the sign of the times, brother, for sure. Okay. I mean, yeah, I still can't get there, but I can get that one. Let me check that for blade play. Nice. And nice. Yeah, I like it. Very cool. So the action on it, I mean, for this small of a knife, I'm going to say that's good action, man. It's snappy, it comes out. I wonder if I can fail it. It's got a pretty good detent on it. Nope. Yeah, you can't fail it. I mean, I don't care if I tried that 100 times. Yeah, no. When it pops that detent, that thing's flinging out, and explains why that runs so well. Yeah, nice. The lockup's about 30%. It's a little shy of 40 for sure, but it's definitely 100% of this lock bar is over the blade. So I'm positive that that's a good hold. I can't spidey flick it. Somebody with stronger finger may be able to launch it that way to get it out of there. There. Yeah, so I guess you just got to find the right angle on it. But yeah, I like the action. It's pretty good. Let's talk about ergonomics. So this is a 3-finger grip back here if you're behind that finger guard. And there's jimping here, but it's pretty smoothed over. It's not very aggressive. It doesn't bite very well at all. It's definitely there. It's gonna help in a grip, but it's not bitey the way that I would like it. So a strong grip on this knife is, yeah, this isn't very confident grip. It's over here. This is confident, very confident, not so much. That's this. And it's just because it's so small. You just can't get a lot of fingers on there. And, could you do some pokey work with this? I'm going to say, boy, this is a knife that I'd want to do that with. It's below this level of me going, yeah, I want to do that. But beyond that, this grip. So now I got 3 fingers that have ridden up. This finger is hidden behind the finger guard with the flipper tab with that jimping on it. And that's good jimping. So if I choke up now, I got to tell you, that's a good grip right there. Would I want to do any pokey work with my finger up here? Nope. But detail work, opening stuff, small work to dig in, because it is now resting in the back of my palm in that choked up position. So yeah, I wouldn't want to do any crazy pokey work, but if I'm controlled, I think I could control it. But yeah, cutting boxes, I mean, a pinch grip on this thing, pretty nice. Let's check the pocket clip. We'll come back to sharpness. But if it's as sharp as it looks, yeah, that could replace a box cutter all day long. I'm pretty sure this is going to run pretty good. Just get it over that lip, and then whoop, yeah, and almost completely disappears. Got a little bit of profile sticking out the back there. Not much at all, but it runs perfectly there. On the thinner material, even better. Yeah, just because it doesn't have to struggle to get over it. And I'll be honest, if I really wanted to carry this knife a lot, I could bend this up just so slightly and it'd be fine. Just that tip. It's kind of flat there. You can see it. I could raise that just slightly. It wouldn't hurt it one bit. I carry in this back corner pocket, so if I put that there, it's going to stay there. It's got a great tension, good grip. You can hear it strip its way out over that G10. Yeah, nice solid perch right there. Let's see if it's sharp. I mean, it sure looks like it should be, so let's see. And I'm going to use that choked up spot because, man, that's the money on this knife. Yeah. Pretty dang sharp, man. Could it be improved with a strop? Yeah, maybe. But yeah, that thing's pretty dang sharp. It would definitely shave. All right, it's going to force me to strop it because I don't know if you watch me, you know I just hate getting hung up like that. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back, and so this is a rarity. I was not able to strop this knife, and so I spent between 10 and 15 minutes. I just ran my belts on this and reprofiled this and put a complete new edge on it. And so I'm pretty confident in the process. So let's see what's up. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't strop it. It would not allow me to strop that out of there. And I tried several times. And now it's razor sharp. Could it be sharper? Yeah, I mean, I didn't put a perfect edge on it, but I did run it through some good progressions on my belts, and it left it pretty solid. Definitely sharp. I tell you, it developed a burr really quickly, and then I struggled to get the burr to come off of it. So I don't know, is the steel a little soft from what it should be? Maybe. But anyways, I've got it sharp. Sometimes that happens, man. It's really rare though. I don't have it happen a lot with TWOSUNs. They typically are right there. Occasionally they need some stropping. But like I say, I had to sharpen this one to get it right. So price and availability. These are currently running on eBay auctions through DWin99, and I picked this one up for 28 bucks. Yeah, I think I paid $28 for it. So, I mean, very inexpensive budget knife, about half of my limit on a budget knife. And yeah, it's a cool little pocket carry, but definitely it would be this. You know, nice utility knife. Would definitely be good for that. You know, throw it in a fishing tackle box, or, you know, of course it's D2, so I don't know, maybe a tackle box ain't the right place for it. But yeah, pretty cool knife. Anyways, TS345 D2 steel with G10 liners. There you go. I appreciate you watching.